Hey, what's happening, everybody? So, let's dive right into this. I see it every day. I experience it myself. It's a natural part of being human being. Getting in our own way. Right? We get in our way a lot. There's the expression that I'm sure everybody out there is familiar with. Get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. As I've said before in a lot of my earlier videos, we are naturally rising. We're in a natural, constant state of healing. If you cut yourself, it's going to heal. We're like Wolverine in slow motion, right? But it's still amazing. It's something actually that we take for granted how incredible our body is. It's not just our body that has this incredible constant healing, strengthening that's going on, our mind as well. Our mind, which is linked to our emotions, which is linked to our instincts, our entire body and mind is in a constant state of natural ascension. What ascension, what I mean by that is we're constantly rising, but we're also constantly putting ourselves down. There's a quote out there that goes along the lines of what we truly fear isn't our limitations, but our potential, our power. It's absolutely true. What at our deepest core, what our biggest fear of all is how powerful we each are, how amazing we each are. And that scares us. It scares a lot of us because when we're at the bottom, when we're down, at least we know where we are. We feel, okay, I know where I am. I know shit can't get worse than this, and I have a good feeling of where I am. It's comfortable, right? And that's another reason why so many of us get in our own ways, because we feel as though success with it comes a lot of work, you know, which is also a false and limiting belief. It's a false belief. It's not true. As a lot of you out there know, depression, being sad, stress, and anxiety, living in a hard way is just as hard. It's hard work being depressed. It's hard work being sad all the time. It's not what you think. Success isn't this thing that we should secretly be fearing because we feel like, oh, if we're successful, it's going to be a lot more effort and energy and work. No, everything can become a habit. Even being successful is a habit. And once you develop that as a habit, it's not going to be a lot of work. It's just a way of life. It will be as much work as your life is right now. Whether you're successful, unsuccessful, whatever those words mean to you. But anyway, I don't want to digress too much. I want to stick with the core of this video, which is how to get out of your own way and what does that mean exactly. The main thing I'm talking about when I'm talking about us getting in our own way is negative self-talk. Negative self-talk. What is negative self-talk? It's when you don't even realize it. You're driving around, you're at the supermarket, and in your head you're just thinking, man, my life sucks. I'm never going to get anywhere. I'm always going to be single. I suck at this. I've got financial problems. That's negative self-talk. Some of that can help. If it it's reports, right? Those are reports that we receive from where? From our fear. Is fear a bad thing? No, it's not. Fear is something we should be extremely grateful for. It's one of our biggest survival tools. I like to look at fear as like if you're the president, fear is one of your top generals coming in and saying, hey, look, we have financial problems, or hey, we have relationship problems, or hey, our future is going to be miserable, whatever, yeah? That's what fear is. Fear is always going to sound fearful because it's fear. But don't judge it, don't hate it. Sadly, so many so-called spiritual people, villainize fear and put it down and think that we're supposed to be happy and in bliss in a constant state of, nirvana and no, that's bullshit. Fear is healthy. It's a great thing. Accept it. Acceptance is love. Show it love. When you show your fear acceptance, that is direct self-love because it's a part of you. You're never going to get rid of your fear, nor should you. If you got rid of your fear, we wouldn't survive very long. We'd all be jumping off cliffs because it would be fun to feel the breeze in your face, right? So think about it. This is common sense. It should be common sense, but it's not, right? So getting out of your own way means when the fear is talking, when the negative self-talk is happening, or negative self-image. What's negative self-image? It's similar to negative self-talk. It's when you think of yourself and you dislike yourself. You look in the mirror, you don't like what you see. You think of yourself, yesterday as I say a lot in a lot of my videos, I draw a lot from a lot of knowledge, I believe, is to be found in the interview of fighters, people who fight every day. Fighters are incredible people that we can learn a lot from them because every inch of advantage for them is super important. So the people they spend time with, they're very picky on who they're with. Every single person in their circle needs to be serving them, not in a selfish way. Okay, remember, when we talk about what serves you, it's not a selfish thing. Being selfish can often not serve you, right? So see if you can figure that one out. But things that serve you, people that serve you, there are good people who motivate you, inspire you, who strengthen you, okay, who are good people to be around. And you will most likely be doing the same for them. So that's a good relationship. So having a negative self-image, again, it will come from fear. And again, it's not a bad thing if it happens once. It's there maybe to help you improve yourself, to help you push, okay, to help warn you, okay? But if we are constantly having those thoughts, that's when they no longer serve us, okay? So be clear. Sometimes those thoughts are okay. There's a reason for them. There's a reason we will have limiting or negative thoughts and beliefs. But that's okay. You observe them, make a note, but then you don't want to dwell on them. The problem is most of us are dwelling on these thoughts constantly in the car. My life sucks. My life sucks. I'm never going to get anywhere. I'm never going to get anywhere. Then after, minutes of this, it's going to, thoughts are linked to your emotions. So it's going to make you feel like shit. You're going to feel depressed or anxiety or whatever. Okay, which is why awareness is always important, so you can be aware of the thoughts you're having, so you can steer and guide yourself away from repetitive negative talk, self-talk, or having that limiting self-image, that self-hatred. So when we talk about getting out of your own way, what we're really talking about is, I'll give you an example. Let's say, I'm sure you know a lot of people who do this. I'm sure you've done this before. I've done this a lot myself. When you are fishing for compliments, right? Or let's say if you do something and let's say you ran a marathon or race and you didn't do very well. Then you'll talk to your coach and you'll say, I should have done this, I should have done that. And then your coach is going to probably say, yeah, it's okay, it's fine. And he's going to give you he or she is going to give you some guidance, right? And what that guidance is, or it's basically counterbalancing the negative thoughts. They're going to give you a way of thinking that's going to help you, that serves you, right? It's okay that you lost, it's fine. You didn't train as hard as you could have, let's be honest, and now you will step up your training, okay? But then you can continue to stay in your own way. And you'll be like, yeah, but I don't think I really have it in me, I'm basically not cut out for this. Again, secretly a lot of us, we do this. Why? Because we want to hear a counterbalance. We want to hear the coach say, no, you're made for this. We want to hear those counters. We want to hear, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. If we do it excessively, then it becomes something that's not healthy. Okay, that's when we're getting in our own way too much. But when we naturally do it and we're like, I don't know, I trained so hard, I put everything into it, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. When we do that, I believe it's coming from a place where we're fishing, we're hunting, we're seeking good counters, counterbalances, counter thoughts and beliefs that serve us. So then the coach, if he's a good patient coach or she's a good patient coach, might say, no, that's nonsense. You're a natural. You've been doing this out of your own love since you were a little kid. I'm coming up with these off the top of my head right now, but you guys get the gist of it, right? Now, if the runner again goes back to the coach and says, oh, I don't know, and again raises another negative point, that can start getting too much, right? That there's a sign that this person has too much negative thinking, and too much limiting beliefs, and this person is blocking their own path of ascension, of rising. Remember, we're all rising. So the correct way forward is when you hear good counter arguments, good, thoughts that serve you, beliefs that serve you from the coach, you should be writing them down. Why? Because we're going to forget them. We forget these things. I work with a lot of clients, a lot of people I'm working with, coaching with every day. And I'll tell you, one of my pet peeves sometimes is repetition. When we've processed something important, but then it comes up again, which is why journaling is so important. I also I do the same thing. I forget, which is why I write things down. When I am preparing for a fight, or a jiu-jitsu match or whatever that's important, but usually for me it's with fights, I start journaling a lot to keep my mind in the right place. Like I'll have a Word document on my laptop where every time I hear something that helps me with my training or helps me prepare for my fight, I'll write it down. Then I'll keep going back to that list and I'll reorder all the things that I've written in that list so that the most important, the useful ones are closer to the top. Okay, so by doing that, I'm going to remember these gems. They're like diamonds. I tell all the people I work with, these are diamonds. Don't underestimate how important they are. And they're going to help you not just now, but 5 years from now, 10 years from now, a few years from now, a few months from now. When you feel like shit, you go into your journal and you're going to find the counters that are going to help you with a specific situation. You're going to have lots of counters for financial stress, counters for breakups, counters for job interviews. These are all thoughts and beliefs that help lift you, that put your mind in a place that serves you. Okay? So, tied into this whole topic of getting out of your own way is also the topic of the victim mindset. Okay? When something traumatic happens to us, something hard happens to us, something that hurts us, something that is disappointing, something that challenges us, something that, hurts our ego, a very common thing is that we fall into the victim mindset, where the victim mindset is a mindset that you immediately feel bitter and you want to blame someone. You want to blame someone and you start to feel sorry for yourself, okay? Which is, again, like I said, tied into being in your own way. It's that when someone says, no, you are naturally a gifted person, you are strong, you are, someone's lifting you up with positive thoughts that serve you, and you continuously are beating yourself down with, no, I'm not cut out for this, this isn't, what I'm supposed to be doing, whatever, yeah? So the victim mindset is something that you should always be looking out for and asking yourself, is that what I'm doing right now? Am I being a victim? Okay? Being a victim doesn't serve you. Okay? It's where you're going to be feeling sorry for yourself. You make notes of this. Make notes of what the symptoms are so that you can know if you're doing it. The symptoms are complaining. Complaining is one of the biggest symptoms of the victim mentality and victim mindset. You don't want to make a habit of being in that victim mindset. It will always keep you down. Remember, everything has its purpose. So it's going to stem from fear. And when fear is talking to you through a victim mindset, it's okay, you listen, you make notes. Remember, it's like one of your generals talking to the president. But we're not, running isn't for us. We suck at running, right? Your general is telling you. There might be some truth there, all right? But you're going to listen to it, you're going to assess, and then you're going to say, okay, thank you, fear. Thank you, general fear. I know what you've had to report to me. I've got it from now. I got this. All right? So make sure you're not making a habit of complaining, being in the victim mindset. So the symptoms are complaining. Another symptom of being in that victim mentality, victim mindset, is feeling sorry for yourself. It's okay to do that a little bit, but you don't want to dwell on it. If you're dwelling on it, you're making a habit, an unhealthy habit of it, okay? So complaining, feeling sorry for yourself, continuously bringing yourself down, okay, putting yourself down with negative self-talk, self-hate, okay, having a negative self-view, image of yourself, okay? These are all symptoms of the victim mindset and mentality, okay? And if you find that you fall into these, the first thing you should always tell yourself, I say this to all the people I work with, and you should remember this. Everyone out there should remember this. First thing you should tell yourself, if you ever identify something within yourself that's a weakness or something that's not good or you think is bad, first, always love. Love means acceptance. That means tell yourself it's okay. So if you are spotting that you are going into that, you are complaining, you are beating yourself up, you're too hard on yourself, someone presents you with a great argument that serves you, a great thought or belief that serves you, inspires you, influences you, take it. Don't continuously beat yourself up. Write that down, especially if it connects with you and it resonates. If it doesn't, that's a different matter, okay? We can't lie to ourselves. We don't want to lie to ourselves and be like, I am a happy person. I am a happy person. No. Okay? Most of us out there, we're super intelligent, highly intelligent organisms, humans, right? And we can't lie to ourselves. So you're going to need counter thoughts to the negative thoughts that you actually believe. that make sense, that connect with you. So that's why it's worth spending the hard time to come up with better counter arguments to, I'm not cut out for running, racing. Well, no, don't give up there. Come up with some great counters that you believe. Maybe you'll realize that your shoes were too small. Maybe you'll realize that 1,000 other things, whatever those things are that are going to serve you, find them. They will always exist. Thoughts and beliefs that serve you in any situation, even if you're going through a difficult breakup, someone's dumped you, and whatever, there's always thoughts and beliefs in that situation that will serve you. You just have to find them. You have to dig. You're like a miner digging for the gems. And every time you find a belief or thought that serves you, that's a gem. Don't just take it and enjoy it in that moment. Write it down because it's going to be helpful in the future. That's what journaling is all about. That's what your journal is for. Right? So just in the same way that there will always exist positive, uplifting thoughts and beliefs that serve you in any situation that you've experienced, there are also going to always be an endless supply of negative, limiting thoughts and beliefs in every situation as well. There will be an endless amount. So if you want to go down that path and just constantly be digging out, things that are going to beat yourself down and limit yourself, you're going to find them. There's plenty. But this is where the important statement that I'm going to close this video with is so important. Write it down. Does this serve me? That is all that matters. Does this thought serve me? Does this belief serve me? What does that mean? It means, does this thought or belief bring the best out of me and bring the best into my life? And that is all that matters. All that matters in our life is bringing the best out of ourselves and bringing the best into our lives. Why? So that we can enjoy life to the max. To the max. And we can share that enjoyment with everybody that we love. Our friends, our family, our pets, so we can become sprinklers, beacons, fountains for our environment. And it starts with us. It starts right here. As we make this and this healthier and stronger, it becomes happier. As it becomes happier, it starts to spread that happiness. By your simple presence, by simply going out into the world, you're just going to be buzzing in a different way. Your body language is going to be different. Everything about you is going to be different. And that itself is enough. That's enough. That's all you need to do. You don't even need to speak to anyone, have speeches in front of big crowds. You don't have to do anything. Your simple presence will influence your surroundings. I speak to my clients all the time, especially the ones who are progressing and advancing and seeing the benefits. And I hear from them all the time that they're having conversations out in public. They are interacting with people. Their life is changing. It's awesome to hear this. I'm living proof of that myself as well. And it's a cool thing, when you start to realize that everything comes down to what your attention is on. Our attention is our power. Attention is power. When we put our attention onto thoughts that serve us, we become more powerful. Okay? So it's okay to be in your own way a little bit, but don't overdo it. Balance is important. All right? Hope this video helps. Remember, what serves you is the most important thing of all. All right? Don't keep beating yourself up. As I said, there will always be an endless supply of negative thoughts out there for you to mine and bring forth and block your ascension. But there's also an endless supply of uplifting, motivating, energizing thoughts and beliefs that serve us. We just have to find them. And they're going to be they're going to be ones that you believe. And when you find them and they click, you'll be like, yes, that does make sense. That does serve me. And it will re-inspire you to go and train harder as a runner. Or it will re-inspire you to be focused on your own life and to rebuild that self-love, to let go of toxic relationships or toxic habits, right? All right, everyone. So hope this helps, and I'll be making more soon. Adios for now. Yeah, and if you guys are interested in getting in touch, I'm going to put my contact info down below for you all to see, and you can connect with me. I'm also finally on Instagram. I'm going to be doing, my Instagram is Mouth of the Ape, all one word. Mostly going to be stuff like my diet, what I'm eating, and my lifestyle, what I'm up to every day. And what's up, Pishy? How you doing? What's going on, Pishy Pish? So, yeah. So let's call it a wrap there. Yeah. Oh, and the other thing is, I'm going to start, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to start doing some guided meditation audio where you guys can download some. I'll do like different audios that you can download, because a lot of people have been messaging saying that they watch these videos before going to bed or in the morning or out and about. So I'm going to do some just audio with better quality. And just talk about different topics. You can use them as affirmations. I'll do like an affirmation one for confidence, one for letting go. I'll do them for all different types of reasons. Okay? And I'll do like also guided meditation ones. And then we'll send you guys info on how you can download them. Anyway, I'm off to do some exercise now, and hope everyone else is doing well out there. Let me know if you have any questions. Adios for now. Bye.